Now, Europe continues to be the worst affected continent, with over 60,000 deaths having been reported there. Europe's death toll accounts for more than 70% of the deaths recorded worldwide. France, Spain and Italy continue to be the worst affected nations. So let's begin with Italy in terms of what is happening there. The country has recorded about 542 cases in the last 24 hours, taking the total death toll to more than 17,600. Italy continues to remain the worst affected nation in the world. Nearly about 60 million people are under a state of lockdown across Italy. Now, the Italian government, meanwhile, has ruled that charity migrant ships will not be allowed to dock at the Italian ports as they may not be safe. This means that migrants who are rescued at sea can no longer disembark on Italian shores. The charity rescuing migrants have condemned Italy's decision to close all of its ports. According to estimates, nearly about 3,000 migrants have landed in Italy from the beginning of this year. On to Spain now, where Spain's daily death toll has risen for the first time in 5 days. The country has now recorded about 757 deaths in the last 24 hours. But the authorities believe that there is still hope that the lockdown could be eased. The officials are currently working on a plan to lift some of the restrictions in the country. Neighbouring France has also crossed the 10,000 death mark, becoming the fourth nation to have done so. Now, according to sources, France is likely to further extend its lockdown beyond the 15th of April. And also French President Emmanuel Macron will address the nation again next week. Meanwhile, the pandemic has plunged the country into a recession in its worst performance since the end of the Second World War. The French economy shrunk by nearly about 6% in the first quarter of the year 2020. Now, even in Switzerland, the cases continue to rise, with the number of infections rising to 23,280. Now, Switzerland has recorded as many as about 895 deaths so far. The emergency measures in the country have been extended by a week to the 26th of April, but could be eased before the month of May. Meanwhile, the European Union is currently dealing with its worst crisis since its foundation. The president of the European Union's top science body has resigned, citing frustration over the bloc's response to the coronavirus. And also, Mauro Ferrari has even accused the bloc of institutional resistance and political infighting. But even as the bloc stares at an economic crisis, European Union's finance ministers have failed to agree on a relief package for the COVID-stricken economies. The talks were stalled after a record 16 hours. Now, the north-south divide on corona bonds continues to expose deep divisions within the bloc. The feud between Italy and the Netherlands over the terms of the loan is also delaying the release of economic aid worth €500 billion. The Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez even went ahead and warned the bloc might fall apart if a solution is not quickly found.